Do you guys remember when we were kids and you'd fiddle around with things until eventually something that you were fiddling around with broke, and then mom or dad would get mad at you because they told you 20 times to stop? Yeah, that's me right now. I feel like an idiot. This microphone, you can't see it, it's on a boom arm, but it's supposed to hold up the microphone, and I broke it. Anyway, that's my problem. Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here. And in today's video, guys, the super indicator that we've been talking about over the last couple of weeks, the TD sequential, has been extremely accurate, as you guys have seen. It predicted the last correction. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about it again because we've actually seen two different 9 flashes on 2 different time frames on the TD sequential. And I'm going to be showing you why that is so important and what that means for Bitcoin. You may have noticed Bitcoin's fallen about $500 over the last 24 hours. I'm about to show you why. And by the end of this video, you're going to have a much better understanding of where Bitcoin will be going over the next 72 hours or so. If you guys do enjoy today's video, consider hitting that like and subscribe button. It really helps out the channel when you do, and I would be very appreciative if you did. Before we dive on into it, I do just first want to mention the sale that we're running on the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. If you guys would like to learn everything you need to know about technical analysis so that you can profit in these markets, I highly encourage you checking us out at the link in the description down below. More on that at the end of the video, guys, but for now, though, without much further ado, let's go ahead and dive right on into it. You know, I'm not going to lie, this boom arm by Blue, it's a Blue Compass. It's a really fantastic boom arm. It's completely my fault that I broke it. It's not its fault. Great piece of tech. I'm just an idiot. I'm just an idiot. Call me an idiot in the comment section. It'll actually make me feel better. Go ahead. Go down below. Call me stupid. Thank you. I'd appreciate it. Let's go on to the analysis. As you guys know, and I know there's a lot going on the chart here, Bitcoin rallied all the way up here to around $10,000 a little over a week ago, and just as we had talked about, it did have a major correction down to around $8,000. From there, we bounced right around the 200 daily moving average and rallied all the way back up to $10,000, setting in motion what is now a double top. Unfortunately, instead of Bitcoin smashing this like a lot of technical indicators were saying we may, Bitcoin has started a little bit of a correction. And that is what we are here to talk about in today's video. As I mentioned in the beginning of this video, we're going to be discussing the TD sequential because as you can see down here on the hourly chart, we did see a 9 flash at exactly the top. Guys, I am telling you, 9 flashes on the TD sequential. It is normally a very good idea not to ignore them on pretty much any time frame, hourly, 4 hourly, daily, weekly, monthly, all of these time frames, they're important. This 9 flash has seen this correction to follow, and in fact, that's not the only 9 flash. As someone pointed out in our Discord server yesterday, there's also one on the 4 hourly right there. So we have a 9 flash on the hourly and on the 4 hourly, 2 different time frames at the exact same spot. That is a prime example of something called the convergence of support and resistance. In this case, it's the convergence of a bearish technical indicator. Not only that, we're right below $10,000, we're right below a previous top that we set a week ago, and we're below a 2.5-year long downtrend that has been in effect since December of 2017. And you start to realize, yeah, we're in bullish territory, but this is going to be harder than it looks. So where does this leave us? I thought there was supposed to be a bullish cross coming in on the daily chart MACD. I thought RSI was looking great. I thought we were about to break out. What gives, Jeb? I'll tell you what gives. First of all, the MACD cross that we were looking for yesterday looks like since we've had this daily chart correction is not going to come to pass just yet. That doesn't mean it's not going to, but for now we haven't seen this cross yet. One thing to point out is that our red candlestick up here has not yet engulfed our green candlestick, which is a good sign. And our RSI never actually got back into overextended territory. We only rallied up to 66, meaning that we actually still have more room to run on the RSI, and any small correction that doesn't explode into something bigger is actually healthy for Bitcoin because it resets that RSI even farther. One thing to point out here, guys, is that even though volume doesn't look all that spectacular lately, if we zoom out, we can see volume has massively increased to levels that we haven't seen since about a year ago today when Bitcoin was already very far into a bull market. We're probably only a month or so into this one, and technically it hasn't even been confirmed yet as the golden cross hasn't happened. Volume is looking fantastic. That is a very good sign. As you guys will also remember, Bitcoin bounced off of the 200 daily moving average, giving us a lot of bullish pressure, and we're going to be seeing this golden cross happen sometime about a week from today. Longs are actually bouncing and going back to the upside. Shorts are increasing also, which means that open interest is going up, which is a bullish fundamental. And on top of all of that, Bitcoin did bounce off of the 20 daily exponential moving average. But so what? So Bitcoin has a lot of bullish technical indicators under it right now. Bitcoin looks to be relatively fundamentally bullish at the time being. It seems to be decoupling, at least percentage-wise, from the stock market. Is Bitcoin going to be able to get through $10,000? First of all, before I even dive into that, I want to hear your opinion on that in a poll in the top right. Do you think Bitcoin's going to break $10,000 within 7 days? I want to hear your opinions on that. I'll tell you what I think, guys. I think that Bitcoin is setting a double top right now, and we're about to see a consolidation pattern form. What do I mean by that? Where's the consolidation pattern? In fact, this looks like it's going to turn into somewhat of an ascending triangle pattern, which are thankfully bullish. You might be wondering, though, where's that level of support that we're looking at? Where is the bottom of that ascending triangle pattern? Let me show you. First and foremost, Bitcoin has been holding support on the 20 daily exponential moving average for some time. This moving average is going to continue pushing Bitcoin up towards $10,000, so this alone could be called ascending triangle pattern, a consolidation pattern. However, if we get a little bit more resolution on the chart, we can see that there is actually a trend line that we can look for here. Depending on how exactly you want to draw it, somewhere right around there is going to be an uptrend that Bitcoin is loosely holding. Now, wherever exactly this trend line ought to be drawn, it's not even really important. It's more of a zone trend line than an actual flat level trend line. The point is, it's pushing Bitcoin up into $10,000, and this uptrending level of support is going to be crossing $10,000 sometime around the beginning of next month. That gives us about 2 weeks. So is Bitcoin going to fall down here, test this uptrend, and break through $10,000 in the next week? Maybe not, actually. It might not do that. Bitcoin could pull back down here to like $8,700 to $9,200 or so, somewhere around here, and get support on this trend line of support and bounce. And in fact, guys, the more I think about it, the more I think that that might be the more plausible scenario. Bitcoin has been extremely bullish over the last month or so. We're surprisingly somehow still not overextended on the daily chart RSI. And of course, you have to remember, there are still very bearish things going on in the real world, despite Bitcoin looking very bullish. If Bitcoin is going to create a new rally, I want it to create it in the safest, most sustainable way possible. I don't want to see Bitcoin constantly going up to $14,000 and then back down to $8,000. I don't want to see all of that noise. I want to see Bitcoin gradually going up and then having corrections and then up and then having corrections and then up. I want to see the kind of bull market that we saw in 2016 and 17 where Bitcoin would rally 70%, correct 30%, rally 100%, correct 40%, etc. That is healthy correction, that is healthy rally, and that is what constitutes a healthy bull market. What I don't want to see happen is for Bitcoin to go ahead and break $10,000, moonshot to 12K, get up to 90 on the RSI, and then the bulls lose their entire foundation and the whole building comes falling down. So guys, I'll tell you what, as I'm recording this video and as I've been doing a lot of analysis on this market lately, I'm starting to lean more into the camp of Bitcoin having a little bit more consolidation here. Since we did just set a double top in motion, there seem to be a lot of bullish technical indicators, but it just looks like the bulls want a little bit more time, and there's nothing wrong with that. So that's where I am right now. If you see me answer that poll, what I'm going to be saying is no. I don't necessarily think that Bitcoin is going to be breaking 10K over the next 7 days, but I'm still very much in the camp of I don't know. There are three options up there if you look. There's bullish, bearish, and not sure. I'm kind of somewhere in between not sure and no for the next 7 days. Whatever happens, sometime by the end of this month, we will have a decision as to whether or not Bitcoin's going to go into a new downtrend or Bitcoin's going to break $10,000. Personally, from what I have in front of me right now, I think Bitcoin will end up choosing to break 10K, but time will tell on that. Remember, guys, you don't want to bet against the trend. The trend is your friend until it ends. Always be watching for the end of that trend, but for right now, guys, I don't necessarily see a reason to believe that the bullish trend is over. If and when that changes, I will be the first to tell you. With all that said, guys, this trend that we've been looking at here and where this may be leading Bitcoin over the next couple of days and the purchase of Bitcoin that I just made yesterday has really made me think about some things. It's made me think about the word visionary and specifically the root of that, vision. You know, I think I've said this on a video. It might have been me talking to a friend of mine, but whenever you think about a billionaire or an innovator or an entrepreneur, a business person who made a lot of money, someone that revolutionized or disrupted their own industry, what do people call them? They call them visionaries. What's Elon Musk? He's a visionary. What's insert billionaire name here? He's a visionary. Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, all these names. What are they? People call them visionaries. Why do they call them visionaries? Remember what I said in yesterday's video. It's a great idea to ask why when things are going good or when things are going bad so that you can replicate the good and get rid of the bad. One of the most important questions you'll ever ask is why? Why do people call these entrepreneurs, these business people, these billionaires, these people that are successful beyond some of our wildest dreams, visionaries? It's a very simple reason. It's because they had a vision. Duh. But it's not as simple as just saying, oh, cool, they had a vision. Nice. It's really not. And the reason it's not is because for them to achieve the kind of success that they had, and remember, guys, I am tying this back into Bitcoin in a lesson that you can take away from this. The reason that it's so important that they were visionaries is because they had a vision. And the reason it's so important that they had a vision is because they knew where they were going before they had even started their journey. Many people in business, in relationships, in schooling, in education, in cryptocurrency, they try and start on a journey. They try and start on a path without the vision. They have no idea where they're going. Let me ask you a question. If you're trying to go to Bakersfield, California, how are you going to start? Think about where you live. I live in Florida. I know what I would do. I'm trying to go to Bakersfield, California. I'm going to drive north. I'm going to get on I-10. I'm going to drive west for 2,500 miles. There you go. I know where I'm going. But let's say I'm just trying to go somewhere, and I don't know where I'm going. I could be going to Bakersfield. I could be going to Timbuktu. I could be going to Vancouver. I could be going to New York City. I don't know where I'm going, but I just want to go somewhere. Where am I going to drive? No idea. Do I start going north? Do I start going south? Do I get on I-75, I-10? Do I go to Tampa? Do I go to Miami? Do I go to Memphis, Tennessee? I don't know where I'm going because I don't have a vision of where I want to be. If you're trying to go to Bakersfield, California, you can say boom, 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 boom. These are the steps I need to take. I need to drive north on I-75. I need to take a left on I-10. And then I need to drive west on I-10 for 2,500 miles and stop every 2 or 3 hours for gas. There you go. You laid out how you're going to get to Bakersfield, California from where I live in Florida. You see what I'm getting at here? A lot of people are trying to go somewhere, but they have no idea where they're going. So if you don't know where you're going, you can't know the route to get there. The reason these people are called visionaries is because they have a vision of where they want to be in the future that no one else sees. No one else sees what they want to do. No one else sees how the world's going to change and how their business model or their drive, their ambition, their goal is going to fit into that new vision of where the world is going. Jeff Bezos had an idea. He had a vision of Walmart being online. Steve Jobs had a vision of computers being in every home in America. Elon Musk has a vision of green on a red background on Mars with a greenhouse on the Martian surface to inspire a second space age. These people had visions and they made billions because of it. So let me ask you a question. What is your vision for your time here in cryptocurrency? Is your vision to see Bitcoin get above $10,000 in the next 2 or 3 weeks? Is your vision to see Bitcoin crash down to $2,000 and then bounce, and then you'll buy a bunch down there, but in fact, when it gets down there, you won't have a good vision, so you'll think Bitcoin's dying, and you won't buy any and miss your boat? What's your vision? What is the vision that you have for cryptocurrency? What's the vision that you have for your own journey in cryptocurrency? And where do you envision yourself 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years from now? It's something I've been thinking about a lot lately, and it's a very important part of technical analysis and working in cryptocurrency markets that no one's going to teach you, because you will lose faith in the process if you don't know where you're going. No one jumps in their car and says, I'm going to drive 3,000 miles this week without having some idea of where they're going to go. Who does that? Ask yourself that question. Have you ever heard anyone say, I'm just going to drive 3,000 miles and I have no idea where I'm going? No. They'll get bored and come home. Driving's fun for the first 2 hours and then it gets really, really exhausting. If someone is going to put in the work and the time to drive across the country, they need to know what they're going to be getting when they get there. I know the travel is half the fun, but that's assuming that you have a destination. What's the destination of your work here in crypto? What's the destination here with your work in anything? Make sure you have a vision of where you're going, or you'll never go there in the first place. And guys, is to help build that vision is one of the reasons why we created the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. I want you guys to be able to have a vision of where you're going. I want you guys to be able to get there. I want you guys to have a roadmap that is going to lead you in the direction of profitability in cryptocurrency. It's very easy for me to say that the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy is going to help you in your journey here in cryptocurrency, but as always, you need to ask the question, why? Here's why. Over 1,500 students have gone through CT2A. In total, we have a full 14-day money-back refund guarantee, no questions asked. In total, we've had less than 20 refunds on the course. Through 2 years of operation, any single one of our students could have gotten a full money-back refund, all of their money deposited back into their account as quickly as Stripe will process it. Just a little over a dozen refund requests have ever come through. Let me tell you something. Every single time someone requests a refund, what I do is I ask them, why exactly do you want a refund? Perfectly fine, by the way. In fact, the money's already on the way back to your account. I'm just curious so that we can improve ourselves. Why did you want a refund? Every single time they tell me they don't have the time, or they just don't have the drive. Let me tell you, if you have that vision, you're going to make the time, because I guarantee you have the time. It's that you don't want to invest the time. There is a difference there, and it's an important one. And if they don't have the drive, it's because they don't understand the reward that's at the end of the tunnel. Guys, there are people making a lot of money in cryptocurrency. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to tell you that it's going to be the easiest thing in the world. I'm not going to tell you that it's going to be a cakewalk. I'm not going to tell you that it's going to be easy, but nothing worth having ever is. If you want to make something of your life, if you want to have money to support yourself and your family, I think that that is your responsibility if you have the ability. I know that I have the ability to make a lot of money and provide for the people around me, so I take it as my responsibility to do that because I have the capability. I think that if you have the capability to learn cryptocurrency, which I guarantee you do, because I have seen people stupid, smart, poor, rich, I have seen everybody learn technical analysis and profit in these markets. I know you can too, because I've seen thousands of people do it. I've seen people from every walk of life, every single background. Tell me your story. I want to hear it. I promise you I've heard something at least similar before of someone who has been where you are and they've done it. Learning technical analysis is going to teach you a lot more than how to read markets. It's going to teach you about discipline. It's going to teach you about hard work. It's going to teach you about entrepreneurship. It's going to teach you about business and self-improvement and extreme ownership. It's going to teach you about personality. It's going to teach you about psychology. It's going to teach you about things that are going to impact every single facet of your life in ways that you didn't even think were possible or had anything to do with crypto. I guarantee you that, guys. I've grown so much in the last 3 years since I jumped into crypto. None of you knew me before that. I was a completely different person. Learning technical analysis was one of the best decisions I ever made in my entire life, and if you want to learn, the easiest way to do so is with the link in the description down below. I'm going to save you a whole lot of time if you go through that link and use the May2020 coupon code. As always, guys, there is a full 14-day money-back refund guarantee, and yes, we do accept Bitcoin payments. Guys, I remember when I first got into cryptocurrency and I was buying $5 of Bitcoin at a time because I was broke. I had no money. I didn't have the kind of money to invest in Bitcoin that I did now. I just bought half a Bitcoin yesterday. With 3 years of work. Don't get me wrong, it's been thousands of hours of work. But you can do it. You can do it. Keep telling yourself that every day. I promise you guys, you can. But guys, that is going to wrap it out for today's video. Before I go, though, I do just first want to thank you guys for watching. Seriously, I say this at the end of every video, but it does mean a lot to me. Thank you guys for watching the videos. Thank you guys for subscribing to the channel. Thank you guys for commenting. I read every single comment. There's about 125,000 comments on this channel now. I have read every single one of them. I haven't been able to respond to all of them because that's just a crazy amount of comments, but I've read every one of them. I do read every comment, and sometimes people are like, oh, Jeb's just hard in the comments and not reading them. Every time someone says that, I respond to it. Now there's going to be 30 of you saying it in the comments. But nevertheless, guys, I am very thankful, and I do want to make sure that's known. So thank you guys for joining CT2A. Thank you guys for joining the first cohort. Thank you guys for watching the videos. And as always, guys, I do just first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Oh, I got a real good feeling.